Well, momentum is building in the push to keep Aussie kids off social media, with growing calls to raise the age limit for platforms in Australia from 13 to 16.
The Prime Minister, state premiers and celebrities have all weighed in, and so have you, with nearly 90% of respondents to the Sunrise Instagram poll voting in favour of a social media ban. But not everyone is convinced it will work in practice. Let's see what two of the country's key voices on the topic have to say. Psychiatrist and screen addiction specialist Dr Kim Lee and social media expert Nicole Jamieson join us now. Good morning to you. First to Dr Kim. You're in support of a social media ban for kids under the age of 16. Why is it so important that this continues?
We are in a mental health crisis. We are in a domestic violence crisis. And handing kids social media is like throwing fuel on a dumpster fire that is growing up as a teenager in today's society. It's like throwing an atomic bomb on your child's childhood. And we need to ban this today.
Sounds good, but Nicole, you say a social media ban won't work. Why not?
Well, kids are smarter than us. They'll get around that ban really, really easy. There's VPNs, they'll use fake IDs. And what people aren't considering is to control this and have a ban nationally, everyone will have to provide ID onto the social media networks. And so that's a lot more data that the social media networks are getting. And let's not forget, those kids are pretty clever. They can get around it. And they're already on there. They're 10 years old on there.
Well, that's part of the problem, isn't it? Dr Kim, I mean, how do you police this thing? Because Nicole's right, there are kids on there that just fake the information and get in before they're teens.
Look, Nicole and I, we both agree that social media is bad for kids. It's just how we implement it. And this morning, every day, every hour that I'm looking at my phone recognises my face. It can tell my wrinkly face. It knows it's old. It can tell if I'm a 10-year-old. It can tell me if I'm 60 years old. And in South Australia, we're going to get it done. We are going to be the leaders. We're going to do the experiment. And when everyone else sees that it's working, they're going to want to come and move here to Adelaide. They're going to want to come and move their families here because it's going to be a lot easier to raise your kid without social media.
OK, so Nicole, explain to us how it will work. Do we need this kind of technology where, like iPhones, you look and it sees that it's you and will see that you're underage?
Yeah, that's going to be very hard to do because kids will find their way around it, and it hasn't worked anywhere globally. Nowhere has it been. Nowhere globally has it worked. So I think what we need to be teaching our kids is how to be really good digital citizens online. Teach them some emotional intelligence in there, give them strategies, give them hypotheticals. I think it will push the conversation, particularly for parents, under the rug. And I have conversations with my kids about social media, what they should and shouldn't be doing on there all the time. And quite frankly, we have control as parents. They can't get on social media if they don't have a smartphone. So perhaps we need to bring Nokias back.
Dr Kim, final word for you. I mean, how much responsibility is there for parents to police this rather than it being legislation?
We can set a good example. I challenge all Australian parents watching this today to just delete your social media just for one day. And I bet you half of the parents watching this won't be able to do it. So we need to set a good example to the kids out there.
That's a good point, actually. Everyone's ranting and raving, saying their kids should do it, but a lot of parents are on it, aren't they? Thank you both. It's really good to get both perspectives and try and work out how this could actually work. All eyes on Adelaide on whether they can actually do this. Thank you both this morning.
Thanks.
Well, we haven't been able to fill up the car for